Hey girl, hey, welcome to Tia's Table. Let's talk about everything from the latest fitness and wellness trends, recipes that are actually worth cooking, and the craziness that's happening on our side of the internet. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to another episode of Tia's Table. Sorry I'm just now giving you guys a call. I needed to take some time after my surgery to just pull it together and make sure that I was somewhere above the 90% marker before I started doing a lot of different things. And so here we are. It's 2 days before my birthday. Every day I wake up, I'm happy to be a Black woman. Happy Black History Month. And it is quite the feeling to be a Black woman born in Black History Month. Makes you feel a little extra special, like God made you just a little bit more just, or am I only speaking for myself? That's all I can ever do is speak for myself. I am extra grateful that I was never a fan of Nicki Minaj. Every day since she started doing stupid stuff, I have said to myself, I'm so glad I never streamed a complete body of work from that woman. Every day, my discernment proves that I was never crazy and I was always right. It's part of being an Aquarius. We never ride the wave. We create the motion, honey. Every day, I am so thankful that I cannot quote any of the lyrics from none of that lady's songs unless it is a song with Beyonce. And I think that puts us down to one or two songs. I think the Flawless Remix and Feeling Myself. Every day, I'm glad. Every day, I'm so glad that I voted for Kamala Harris. Because when that lady sat there and she told us that all of this stuff would happen, and I chose to believe her and trust her level of expertise, I said she knows what she's talking about. She knows more about the things than I do. She's had the time to read all of the things. She actually knows these people in real life, and she know they up to no good. Okay? So I'm going to believe her and I'm going to vote for her every day, even though everything is burning down since she did not get that job. It still hasn't changed the way I feel. I feel like, well, literally, I voted for her. What more? What more? What more could we have done in that moment back then? You vote and you hope for the best. Now, she just released a video today. Today is February the 5th, by the way. She just released a video today of an announcement basically saying she's bringing her Kamala HQ website back up, where she's going to be featuring up and coming political leaders and letting us know about all the campaigns and all of the things that we should know in order to make the right decisions when you go out there and vote. And I love that. Love that she's doing that and giving us one place to go get all that information, because that's very much so needed. However, last night when I saw that they were going to make an announcement this morning, gotta be honest, I thought it was going to be an announcement of something else. I thought it was going to be a different kind of an announcement. But I'm happy for this all the same, because what we're not going to do, because I was reading the comments under that, and what we're not going to do is make her feel like she got to do anything over and above and beyond what she feels like she wants to do. Because again, she did not get that job. So she is a private citizen just like the rest of us. And if she wants to put her website together as a one-stop shop for all the things you need to know and the people you need to know, and all the things you need to know about the people, we need to take that and be happy. Create an account and go read the stuff, or don't create an account and shut up. Because really, what else could you ask for from her? She's living through all of this mess just like the rest of us, right? Right. Well, welcome to this call, girl. Let's talk about what's on my table now that we've gotten a couple things out of the way. I'm still eating at home. I have yet to eat anything from the outside world. I made a chocolate chip pie, believe it or not, one of the nights that my mom was still here. Made a chocolate chip pie because I had promised my son I would make him chocolate chip cookies. We made the dough. I did make cookies, but we had so much dough left over that I was like, ooh, I really don't want to make this many cookies. And my mom was like, well, just put it in a pie pan. And I was like, girl, you be right all the time and twice on Sunday. So I put it in a pie pan. We put it in the oven. And when I mean to tell you, that thing was so good. It was so good. That pie was so good that when my mama got back home, she called me and was like, man, I really should have taken a slice of that pie home with me. And I was like, yeah, girl, because you know that pie is long gone. There's not a chocolate chip to be found in here. That was really good. One thing that I'm going to start doing is incorporating more, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, is incorporating more Gatorade into my hydration situation, especially once I start working out like normal again. Gonna be incorporating more of that. Now, I've got a story to tell and I'm gonna tell it. Not right now. We'll tell it later on in the call. But I had to drink 64 ounces of Gatorade the night before my surgery. And of course, you know, when you go to the hospital, they're gonna take your blood and every day they're gonna take it. And so you're gonna get to see those lab results. And baby, the way that Gatorade had my lab results just singing all of the praises. And I'm just like, ooh, I really don't even like Gatorade like that. But I guess it wouldn't hurt a girl to drink at least one. And I could drink it while I was working out because I'm able to drink just about anything while I'm working out. So I'm like, I could drink a Gatorade while I was working out. That wouldn't hurt me at all. Like I wouldn't be suffering through that. So gonna start doing that. And I drink the clear Gatorade. I don't know if that's like a cherry. I think it's a cherry flavor, but it's clear. So whatever Gatorade that is, that's the one that I'll be drinking. And I drink the regular one. I don't drink, or to my knowledge, I'm not drinking like a zero or sugar-free version of it. I think the one that I'm drinking is like straight up all the way Gatorade. So there's that. While I have been at home recovering, I have been binge watching nonstop The Barefoot Contessa, which led me down a Barefoot Contessa rabbit hole. I went online, I checked out all of the Barefoot Contessa cookbooks that my local library had available. I got the books. I have read them all, flipped through them all. I have been inspired by them all. Went online, purchased one of the cookbooks because I will be cooking my way through that cookbook. Okay? And so while I have not forgotten about the meal prep cookbook. I have also been eating the meals. I haven't been talking about it, but I have been eating the meals from there too. Because, you know, at first, before the surgery, we were doing our Asian baddie thing, learned a lot, loved that down. We'll be absolutely revisiting that or incorporating elements of that into my regular rotation. You know, we'll be doing that. But then also, because we do love an actual meal, right? I've been doing like the cucumber, rice, salmon thing from the meal prep cookbook. So yummy, so good, very filling. And actually, when that lunch is paired with the Asian baddie breakfast, you really aren't even hungry for dinner. I mean, you're going to eat dinner. You're going to force yourself to eat dinner because you got to, because you have to, right? But will you really be hungry for dinner? Girl, I haven't been. I wasn't, but I was forcing myself to do it. So I think for lunches, we'll go with the meal prep cookbook. But when I am all the way like 100% and I'm ready to be back in the kitchen like that, I'm going to be cooking my way through Barefoot Contessa, and I will be sharing that on our Instagram page, Tia's Table Podcast. And then, of course, whatever I put over there, I do normally make some TikTok version of those stories, and I also share it on TikTok. So, and I'm Tia V Fitness, I think, over on TikTok. So go over there, girl, too, if you aren't, seeing all of the things over there. So I think that's it for what I'm eating right now. Yeah, girl, because I haven't eaten anything. Now, my birthday is in 2 days, and the people that live here keep asking me, what do I want to eat for my birthday? Like, what do you have a taste for? And to be honest, I'm like, I have no idea. I'm actually quite afraid to eat food from the outside world for a few reasons, mainly because while my recovery has been going well, and it really has, like I have been in absolute complete awe and shock with how well this has gone. I know that a lot of the discomfort that I do have is directly related to either something that I have eaten or something that I have done. Meaning, if I sit down and I decide, oh, today you're going to eat the stuff that I would normally eat, but all of that stuff that's full of fiber, if I eat a day's worth of fiber and I actually hit my fiber goal, my stomach is going to be twisted up like a tornado, and I'm going to be in probably some of the most pain I probably have been in throughout this whole thing, right? So it's either that, like actually eating foods filled with fiber, or anytime I'm in motion, so are my bowels. Feel like my bowels are like when you move, I move. When I move, you move. Girl, just like that. I will get up. I will get up from like the kitchen table and maybe walk to the refrigerator. Not even 10 steps I'm walking, and I will feel it all in my gut like, oh my gosh. Literally any amount of walking, moving, or doing, and my body is going to say, oh my gosh, she's up walking around. Let's get rid of whatever it is that's in here. Let's get it out of here. She doesn't need it. And I have been told that all of these things are normal. I have been giving like a list of like red flags to watch out for. I have not experienced, thank God, any of the red flags. Everything that I'm experiencing is quite normal, and it can be attributed to something, like I said, like either eating the fibrous foods or doing a lot of walking. I have been trying to slowly but surely get back to like doing my walks on the treadmill, which you could imagine, on the one hand, I really like and I enjoy my walks on the treadmill. But on the days where I have done those walks, I am in complete misery for the rest of the day. Because if you can do some fitness math with me real quick, if walking to the refrigerator creates a certain amount of movement, what do you think a 30-minute walk on the treadmill creates? It creates a day full of the most sense of urgency you have ever experienced in your life, which means you really can't go anywhere. Like, you really cannot go many places. You really can't go many places. So I've been trying to be patient and like let things catch up with themselves and let things like settle out. Like, for what it's worth, we're only about 10 days out from this thing. And I think the recovery time is 4 weeks. So I would like to believe that by the end of the month, maybe I won't be experiencing some of these same things. Who knows? We don't. All we can do is just keep our little chins up, chest out, and keep moving through it. And that's exactly what I plan to do. Also, I would just like to point out that just because I know these things and I know what they put me through, it doesn't stop me from doing them. So I still most certainly will eat sweet potatoes and broccoli, or like have a salad. Like, I'm still eating all the fiber, even though I know what it puts me through. And I'm absolutely still walking around doing things. I was literally at JCPenney last night, knowing that like, ooh, girl, whenever your body realizes that you're walking around, it's going to be a scene. Like, you're going to have to delete all of it. Like, delete. So yeah, that's where we are with my medical update. I go back for my follow up with the doctor next week, and I'm sure all is well, because it has been. My wound heals from the inside out. Yesterday was the first day that I went to change my bandage, and I felt like, oh, it actually looks like it's healing a little bit, like on the outside now. So that's great. So yeah, and I change the bandage every day. So every day I look at it and I see what's going on. And as far as I can tell, that also is going very well. No issues, no infections, none of that. So thank you to everyone that prayed for me, because all of those prayers have been answered. And I really do feel like myself, just with a couple limitations. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Onward and upward from here. So now let's talk about a lot of different things. Some of them related, some of them not so much. Let's start with the Grammys, because I wasn't planning on watching any of it, but my daughter was like, "Oh, can you put the Grammys on?" And I was like, "Okay, girl, yeah, you can watch it until it's time for you to go to bed." So we watched, and I didn't see the whole show, right? I did not see the whole show, because when those children went to bed, I turned that mess off. And really the only person that I was rooting for the whole show was Leon Thomas. Love him, love all of his music. You can actually just type his name into Apple Music and just shuffle it, and you really can't tell which songs are from which album, because all of them are so good and they all sound like him. He's such a talented artist. So I wanted him to win, and I'm glad that he won 2 of his trophies. Anybody else that may have been nominated for something, of course, I'm always very happy to see Black people win anything at these major awards, especially if they actually televise the win. So happy for everybody that won. Super happy for Bad Bunny. I have to admit, I have never listened to a body of work from him, either like a whole album. But when I hear his songs, they always sound very fun, very uplifting. They make you want to dance. And I'm excited to see him perform at the Super Bowl. Very happy that he won. Very happy that he used his moment to tell people where they got everybody messed up at. But he always does that. I feel like anytime I hear him speak, he's always like, and another thing, if you're not down with Puerto Rico, let me tell you what you can go do with that. So, yeah, I really don't have anything much to say about the Grammys, other than I think I have reached that point in life where I really don't know none of these people. And the only reason I even know Leon Thomas is because he makes good music. And one thing I'm always do is, if I listen to your music and it's solid, like it's good, you have a fan in me and I will add you to my phone. Anybody else that might be popular, and this is probably bad for me to say, but it is my truth and I must speak it. Anybody else that might be popular, especially if I hear a lot of your music on social media, I feel like if I hear a lot of your music on social media, then I've heard enough. I've heard enough. It takes a lot for me to be moved by hearing songs on social media to then go to Apple Music and be like, let me hear more from this person. So, for example, Leon Thomas is not a good example, because I feel like I was listening to him before Mutt took off. He's not a good example. Let's do Olivia Dean, because I know everybody loves her and everybody talks about how good her album is. And I'm sure her album is good because she's got a beautiful voice. So I'm sure her album is good. But I have heard all of those songs so much on social media that at this point, I feel like I have heard the album for what it's worth. I feel like I've heard the album. So I don't really feel moved to now go to Apple Music and listen to it again, because I feel like I've heard enough of it. And what I heard of it was fun, and it's pop, and it's, catchy. And we love all of those things. Very happy for her that she won a Grammy. But the pop music thing really just isn't all the way my thing. So I haven't felt moved to go listen to it more than what social media already has me listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Feel the same way about Sabrina Carpenter. When her songs were exploding all over the place, I feel like I had heard enough. Didn't feel moved or motivated to then go listen to it on top of that. One thing about the Grammys that I would like to mention, because I know this is going to be a very unpopular take, but again, it's my truth. And at the almost age of 42, I'm kind of like, F it. You either agree with me or you don't. Most people will not agree with the thing that I'm about to say. And that's fine. I'm drinking coffee. And that's fine. And that's fine. because I know a lot of people enjoyed that D'Angelo tribute. I know a lot of people did. And I think Bilal did a great job during his part of that tribute. And I know and I acknowledge and I recognize Lauryn Hill's place in music history, right? When she won all those Grammys for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, we were all so happy for her. When she was in Sister Act, we were all so happy for her. Watching her rise in like real time as a young person, you could not have asked for better, right? I have actually seen Lauryn Hill in concert. I was a teenager. She performed during a concert with Outkast, not at the same time, but like her and Outkast were on the same tour. It was great. And I'm very thankful for that because I feel like I got to see her live during a time where not only was she like at her peak and like in her prime, you know what I'm saying? But it was before she started doing all of the like concert shenanigans of today, you know? I just have to say that I personally watched the recording. So I didn't watch it live. I watched it the next day, like in a video. And I just kind of feel like she is a legend that we respect and we love her. But I didn't love her in that tribute. I didn't love her in that tribute. I almost kind of feel like maybe she is a legend that we ask her to present things. We ask her to attend things. But it wasn't there for me. It wasn't there for me. And I don't know if that's because now she sings all of the songs differently than they were recorded. Or is it just like a vocal thing? Like maybe the voice just needs to be at rest. Especially for a huge moment like that of a tribute to D'Angelo. Which, with that being said, a lot of people cannot do D'Angelo. And I know she's got songs with him and she was singing her part on those songs. It doesn't change my opinion about it. I just feel like that tribute could have been stronger. And the strongest part of it was Bilal. Now, was it still like a good feel-good moment? Yes. So I get it. I get why people liked it because it just made them feel good. But if we are talking about the performance of it all and the individual performances that made up the tribute, go back and watch it. And then you can message me and let me know if you feel as if there could have been some other people chosen to give his tribute. That's all I'm saying. And some of them did do a good job. And I understand why some of them were chosen because of their relationship to D'Angelo. But I still feel as if some things I feel like we could just plan better. Plan better. Very unpopular opinion, and it's fine. We'll all make it through this together. One thing that came across my timeline, I want to say it was either before my surgery or shortly after, I can't really remember, was the fact that Lunel and LB Shore go together now. And I really didn't like what I saw people saying about their relationship on social media. First of all, I love Lunel real bad. I think she's one of the comedians that actually tells jokes. Like she's funny, naturally, without trying too hard. I love everything about her. I love all her jewelry. I love the way she does her makeup. I love her eyelashes. I love her nails. I love her blonde buzz cut. Love everything about Lunel. I love the fact that I feel like Lunel is just like the sweetest lady, but she'll also cuss you out all the way down to the generations that came before you. I feel like Lunel is one of us and we are one with Lunel. Why do y'all think that Lunel couldn't pull a Albie Shore? And let's also, again, say the uncomfortable thing. This is not the Albie Shore of the 90s. Okay? This is present day Albie Shore, who has aged quite nicely. He seems like he has aged nicely, and he seems like he's actually a decent man, like a decent human being, and he's been through a lot. Why do y'all think that Lunel isn't good enough for him? Because quite frankly, I see it in the reverse. I see it as like, Lunel, what are you doing with Albie Shore? Like, what are you doing with him? I feel like you are turning that man every which way but loose. What are you doing with him? A very unlikely couple, I will agree. You would not have paired them together. No one had that on their bingo card for 2026. Not a soul. And if you say you did, your mama raised a liar. I just feel like it's the reverse. Like, girl, you are too cool. Like, you are Lunel. Like, you're so like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. But I get it. I get it. And I'm not mad at it. Anytime two people can find love and they feel like their relationship is strong enough to put it on the internet and let others know, like, yes, this is what we're doing, I'm here for it. And I hope they have a very long, happy, forever, ever, ever type situation. I really do, if that's what they want. Because what I do know is the second he even acts like he can't act right in the least bit, I know, I just know she will empty the clip on him, and he will truly hate the day he even thought he was really that guy enough to even step to her. But maybe they've been friends for like forever and we just don't know that because we don't know their business. So who knows? But y'all need to be nice. You need to be nice. You need to be nice. Now, I have to admit, I think all of us realize at this point that we are living in the upside down. We are living in the upside down. If the world was an 80s Nintendo, we would need to unplug this bitch and plug her back up. We might need to blow in the cartridge and put it back inside the console. We really might need to pull the manual out and read the directions, because I know sometimes we like to try to put things together without reading the directions, and then things end up a little wonky. You know, your table has that unevenness to it where now your table is rocking a little bit too much. Sometimes we try to make recipes without reading the recipe all the way through, and then you realize that you mixed up the sugar and the salt because you wasn't paying attention, and now it's just a mess and nobody wants to eat it. That's what we are in right now. That's what we're in right now. And I have to say, one of the things that I've been seeing a lot on social media is that people want influencers to speak up. Your favorite people aren't speaking up. They're not saying enough for you, or you just want to know where they stand. And while I totally understand that, because that's kind of in line with wanting to know if these corporations that you frequent, the stores that you shop at, like, who did they support? Because if you supported somebody, maybe I don't want to give you my money. Totally get that. But also, if we could just for a moment think about the fact that some of these influencers need to just shut up. Maybe we don't want everybody talking. Maybe we don't want everybody talking. And I say that because it has come to my attention through all of this that some people either did not take poli-sci in high school or maybe even college. Some people don't know the basics of American history. They don't really know much about laws. They really don't know much about all of the different like chains of the government and checks and balances and how all of those things are supposed to work. People really don't know that Puerto Rico is a part of us. People really think Puerto Rico is like, I don't know. I think people really think that Puerto Rico is like going to Brazil or something. I don't know what they think. I really don't know. But you know how it is when you've always known something and you just assume that everyone knows. You just assume that everyone knows because you're like, well, we all learned that. We all learned that in school. Um, we all thought we did. And now we are learning that not only did some people not pay attention, but we're also learning that these people that didn't get to pay attention or didn't pay attention, they also have every right to vote that you do. Which is how we have arrived in the upside down, number one. Number two, now that we're in the upside down, people are asking people to kind of fix the upside down. And like we have already said, some of these people, it's not their responsibility to fix it anymore because y'all didn't vote for them. Some of these people, it's not their responsibility to fix it anymore because they are no longer the president. Some of these people, it is not their responsibility to fix it because they were never president. She is a former first lady. Leave that lady alone. Let her wear her designer goods and let her model them and let her sell that book to y'all. No, do not do that to her. Then some of the people that y'all want speaking up, I think we should have them just do what they've been doing and stay out of the way. Some of these famous people that you're like, I haven't heard so-and-so say a thing. Let them sit where they're at. Because some of these people are going to start talking and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be what you want. A lot of these people are going to start talking and they're going to accidentally let it slip that they might actually be in agreement or for a lot of the mess that we got going on. Or they'll speak up and they'll do their best to say the thing that's in alignment with what you want them to say. But the message, the delivery, it just won't be there. It's not going to hit the way you think it's going to. So the Kerry Washingtons of the world, yes, let her keep speaking up and people like her. Let her speak because we already know that she knows the things. She knows the things. She is a trusted source. She is an advocate. We trust what she is going to say. Her delivery is there and it's always timely. Some of these other people that people are calling on to speak up, especially if it is a man, and he is in the music industry, girl, let those men continue to sit in silence. Unless he is a man that has already proven himself. But you know how we always say Thanksgiving is not the day for you to try to make the mac and cheese and you've never made it before? When we are in the gutter, like when we are truly living through, and I know this phrase gets overused, but when you are living in an unprecedented time, that is not the time for you to have some people that ain't ever spoke up about nothing ever before, ever. It's not the time for them to speak up. I saw a clip of Waka Flocka, okay, going into some theater for some show. He was going to watch something. And the reporter asked him what he thought about either what he was going to see or like the state of the world or like this stuff that the man in the White House has going on. And do you know that fool was like, yeah, no, I'm down with whatever he got going on. Like I'm with it. Like I'm for it. And you probably would not have ever assumed that Waka Flocka would take that stance, right? You just assume that because he's young, gifted, and black, because you can't take that from him. He's a young man. He's had a long music career. Y'all definitely be dancing to No Hands. And he's black every day since he was born, right? You would assume that, yeah, like he's going to speak up and speak out against ICE and he's going to make a stance against the killings in Minnesota. And he's going to, and I'm trying to not say any explicit terms on this particular episode, but he said, what? Go find the clip and watch it. He did not say what y'all wanted him to say. But people want people to speak out and speak up. And so to that, I say, nah, some of these niggas need to keep their mouth shut. They need to shut up. They need to stay at home. You don't want them speaking out, because for every one of them that opens up their mouth and it's not what we need them to be saying, it is like a strike against the 92% of us that have good sense. Like, one thing that, let me see how I want to phrase this. One thing that I have thought a lot about during all of this time is like, dang, you know what I'm saying? For the Republican Party, I'm so glad that was never my dating pool. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so glad that never in a million years would I have ever been married to somebody with these ideas, these beliefs, right? Someone who is so passionate about all of this that they are willing to burn this whole country down. And I'm like, what a weak man you must be to not be able to speak up to save your own political party. And that's how I see it for them. For them, I see this as, you had somebody come into your house, tell you what they was going to do in your house. And instead of being a man and standing up and being like, nah, bruh, that's not how we run things over here. Like, we might believe in such and such and such and such, and everybody doesn't believe that, but we still kind of run this with some sense of morality. Y'all let that orange thug come into your house and flip the way y'all do everything, the way y'all been doing everything, because y'all really wasn't truly ever about the people to begin with. Y'all was always on some shiesty stuff to begin with, but at least you had some dignity about the way you push the information out to the public. Do you know what I'm saying? At least back in the day, we had people like a John Kerry or Mitt Romney or John McCain. At least we had people, and we might not have voted for those people, because I know I sure didn't ever. We might not have voted for them people, but if they became president, it was kind of like, well, dang, I didn't vote for that person, but and things moved right along. When y'all decided that y'all was going to let him infiltrate your whole establishment and tear it apart and become the new face of it, that made me look at every Republican man like, you are so weak. Like, you could never be, if we're just going to take this, if we're going to do a light version of this, like, I could never, like, if I was your wife, I would be looking at you every day like, you sorry ass nigga. Because you let this man come in here and basically mess up years and years of work. How do you think people are going to look at you now? Because you didn't stand on anything. You're a coward. And you kneeled down to somebody who is not even as smart as you. Because some of y'all probably do have legal experience, political experience, but we'll never know. We will never know. We will never know. Because now you've hitched your wagon to this orange horse that can't be trusted with not one thing. You can't trust him with anything. I wouldn't trust him with my money. I wouldn't trust him to babysit. I wouldn't trust him to watch my dog if I was on vacation. Literally wouldn't trust him to do a thing. Nothing. Don't trust him to do the job that he's currently been hired to do. So when I see all of the people around him and behind him, I'm like, what happened to just the regular Republicans? Where they at, though? Not that I'm going to vote for you, but I'm just like, who among you is like a real stand-up guy, like a real man, that if I had to listen to you talk, I would be like, okay, well, I might not like his idea, but like, hell, let's see how it work out. You know what I'm saying? Now, what we have going on is when I mean to tell you, because the way that the Lord made me, I cannot process stupid and or crazy, and I certainly can't process both of them at the same time. I literally won't even watch him. Like, I find out about the things that he says in written form from one of the journalists that I follow on Threads. I will read it and I'll be like, oh, okay. But to actually make my brain sit through him talking, are you kidding me? That was the best y'all could do? Like, what, none of y'all you don't think any of you were as good as that? Oh my God, that lets me know you don't even have a self-esteem about yourself. Like, are you kidding me? That's so unattractive. And I feel bad for the women that have to sleep next to you at night. I mean, I felt bad for them for other reasons before this, but now I'm just like, yeah, girl, like, your husband is not the smartest man. Like, I wouldn't even let your husband babysit your own kids. And I'm pretty sure your husband sees that as babysitting when he has to watch them. But like, yeah, girl, no. I hope you're the primary on everything. Like, I hope you're the primary caretaker, which I'm sure you are, because I think that's just how y'all got it set up over there. But yeah, like, girl, I wouldn't let him drive them kids nowhere. I wouldn't let him sign nothing that the school sent home, because is he even reading it and then understanding what he's reading it? Next thing you know, you done signed up to send your child to somewhere else for like months and months and months, and it's going to cost you $75,000. But y'all would probably tap into some nonprofit from the government that you ain't got no business tapping into, and you would probably steal that money so your kid could go do that thing that they don't have no business going to anyway. Because that's how y'all get down. Y'all like steal from people who need welfare. Then you don't even hand out consequences for the people who do that. Because I'm pretty sure I ain't heard nothing about Brett Favre getting in trouble. And I don't know. I haven't done all of the reading that I need to do on whatever this is Travis Kelce has done. People are trying to keep that real hush hush and quiet. But whoever it is that he done stole some money from, allegedly, I'm pretty sure he will get away with that too. Because that's how y'all roll over there. Y'all let people just whip it everywhere, break laws, do what they want to do, and you don't stand up against them because y'all are some weak men. Ugh. Can you imagine? It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me, because see, he would come home from work and I would be like, I saw what you said on TV today. Like, have you lost your mind? And if so, let me know which part of your mind you have lost so that I can try my best to help you find it. Because what the actual F? Don't get on TV representing our family like that. No, that'll have me keep my maiden name real quick so that when you up there making a fool of yourself, it is not nowhere attached to me. I can move on from this without necessarily having your legacy dragging me down. But I do also understand that those women, based on things that I've read on Threads, they're not raised that way. They are raised to stand by the foolishness and the mess in hopes of some type of legacy. That really, what really is even your legacy if it's trash? Like, is anybody reading between the lines? I don't think so. What is a legacy if this is it? Like, girl, if this is what your children will have to say about their father, is it worth it? I don't think so. Have some morals even about yourself. If he ain't got none, have some morals about yourself. You're a woman. You can actually create your own legacy for you and them kids if you want to. But again, I know y'all wasn't raised to do that. And see, as part of the 92% and as part of being a black woman and being a black woman that was born during Black History Month, I have to tell you, from the day that I was born, it was always instilled in me that, girl, you can go out here and get it how you live it. You can go out here and get it how you live it. And if you choose to get it how you live it with a man, that's great, girl. But make sure you attach yourself to a man that knows how to go out here and get it, who can stand up not only for himself, but for you if need be, that he's not afraid of anything or anybody, that he's also very smart, that he can read. Make sure you attach yourself to somebody who can do something with some children. So it ain't always got to be you, girl. It ain't always got to be you. Make sure if you don't do nothing else, you do that. And make sure you always hold yourself to a standard so that if it ever has to be you as an individual entity with them children, that you can do it, that you can stand on your own because you have your own education, you have your own work ethic, and you're not a doormat. So you're just not about to believe, anything anyone says to you and then just roll with it. You don't ever keep your head down. You chin up and chest out. And I'm so glad that that's how I was raised. So I know BS when I see it and hear it. That way I can stay far away from it. And I can plan and strategize and do my best to keep that shit from spreading all over the place. And I think that's where we're at in the 92%. We're trying to figure out how to keep it from spreading. And I think because of the speed at which the craziness is happening, it's hard to do that. So we try to share the news as we can. We try to alert others. But for the most part, we're just trying to stay sane and ride the wave until this is over. Right? I feel like we have donated. We have voted. I personally love to see people out there protesting, but I also kind of feel like now is not the time for Black women, especially, to be out on the front lines trying to holler and scream at nobody. Because if they will kill a white woman that is in a car with another white woman, girl, we already know how that would end up for us. We already know. If they will kill a white man in the street, someone who looks just like them, if they not going to give him no grace and understanding, we already know how that would end up for us. And let us not forget that they did also kill Keith Porter. And I have also noticed how that does get left off of this new wave of like graphics. Let's call them graphics that have been getting pushed out. But we did not forget about him, as we never do. Like we never do. So people, I feel like, in an uproar right now, and they want people to speak out. But it's kind of like, no, we've been speaking out since Trayvon Martin, since Sandra Bland, since Breonna Taylor, since Tamir Rice. We've been speaking out about this for generations and generations and generations. But you're only really kind of hearing it now because now you feel like they have crossed the line. Like, oh, y'all wasn't supposed to be out there killing white ladies. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you didn't understand. That's what we tried to tell you. That one day, it would be us. But one day, it could very well be somebody else. And also, what I don't understand about that whole, I guess we can call them a community. I don't know how they refer to themselves. But what I don't also understand about them is that, see, back when Sandy Hook happened, that would have been enough for me. That would have been enough for me to be like rattling the chain, to be out in the street, to be, and I'm sure some of them did take to DC. I'm sure the parents of the kids who, actually didn't make it through Sandy Hook, I'm sure those parents, because they were affected, I'm sure they did do as much as they felt like they could do to get some type of justice for their kid. But who was supporting them? Like, who was holding them up? And I feel like that's the difference. Like, we're never going to let you forget about Trayvon Martin's mama. Like, we're always going to hold her up. And anything that she says she's got going on, or if she just wants to talk about her child, whatever, we're going to reshare it and blast it out. Because that's what we do. I don't know how Sandy Hook was not a turning point for like them as a whole. Because if it could happen at a Sandy Hook. And I know that's a completely different type of killing. Like that's a completely different crime. But also no, because if you can let that happen and then it, like the news just happens, now it's over, now we don't hear anything else about it. When something like this happens in the streets of Minnesota to somebody like a Renee Good, like when that happens to her, you want everybody to now start speaking out and rattling the chain. And it's just kind of like, y'all should have been rattling the chain. But I guess, yeah, start shaking it now. But you got to learn how to do it. And y'all going to have to learn how to support each other and hold each other up and not see each other as competition. And I think because apparently, based on what y'all say, y'all were born to see each other as competition. I think that's probably the best place for y'all to start. Fix that. And then maybe you can start fixing some of the other stuff that y'all got going on. Because y'all do have a lot going on. Like from these crazy little boys y'all raising to they daddies that don't know nothing and is messing up everything. Your plates are full, okay? Your plates are full. Ours right now, like I said, we riding the wave. We trying to keep our babies safe, keep them happy and healthy. We're trying to do the same for ourselves. And we are trying to pray that it don't get no worse than it's already got. And that this time moves as swiftly as it possibly can. Because my goodness, y'all can tear up a lot in a short amount of time. And y'all don't hold nobody accountable for nothing. Couldn't be me. Also, I have to say that when Don Lemon got arrested, that gutted me to my core and like it ruined my nervous system. I was so afraid for him and the other journalists that were arrested. And like, I wasn't okay until I knew that they had gotten released. And I think Georgia, I want to say her name is Georgia Ford. She got released first, but like before Don, I think. And when she got released, I was like, "Whew, okay, like I can breathe." Because I know if she got released, I know Don's release is coming. And then, yeah, shortly after that, he got released. And I'm just so glad that, nothing happened to them while they, were arrested. And we have to just breathe a huge sigh of relief for that, because why did y'all arrest that lady for reporting the news as she has always done? I get that Don Lemon is a target because he's a public figure, he's famous, but truthfully, y'all are literally just playing now. Like right now, it really does feel like y'all are just out here playing, just out in the street, just playing cops and robbers. Or whatever, the government versus everybody. I don't know what game it is because we didn't play them kind of games growing up. But yeah, so glad that they're okay. Let's shift things and turn this towards a lighter note. Like I said, my birthday is in 2 days, and I would like to celebrate this birthday all month. I've really never done that before. And anytime I have attempted to do that, I always lose my gas somewhere after Valentine's Day. Like after Valentine's Day, it's like I'm over it. Like I've done all the things, I've eaten all the things, I've gotten all the gifts, and I'm done. But this year, I really want to celebrate my birthday the whole month. And I think this year I have figured out how to do it without being sick of myself by the end of the month. The other day, randomly, I remembered that I have one of those like foot soaking tub things that like heats up and it makes bubbles and all of that. I never used that thing. And I was thinking to myself, I should really go get like a pedicure, like whatever, but I really don't even want my toes painted. I just want my skin to be like super duper soft. Like that's really all I want. Then I randomly remembered that I actually have a foot soaking tub that I never use. I said, oh, so when these kids go to school, I'm going to get up, I'm going to make myself some coffee. I'm going to light my candles. I'm going to fill my little tub up. I'm going to sit here and watch TV or scroll my phone, whatever. And I'm going to soak my feet until I just feel like I'm over it and I don't want to do it no more, or the water gets cold, whichever comes first. My feet were so soft after that. I put some of that Taraji P. Henson, like butter and oil. Like I mixed the two of them together. She has a butter and an oil. They're like vanilla and tuberose scented. I mixed them together. I lathered my feet up very well. I put on some cozy socks and my house slippers because even when I wear socks, I still wear the slippers. My feet are so soft. I didn't have to go nowhere. I didn't have to pay nothing. And no one was asking me if I had a boyfriend. I loved it. Sat here in my own element and enjoyed myself. So I'm like, I could do little things like that for myself all month to celebrate me and just take a moment out of the day just for myself. So I did that yesterday, watched TV. Today, I'm going to venture out. I think I'm going to go over to Home Goods and look at some things, just kind of peruse, shop the aisles, walk real slow, enjoy myself, breathe real deep. I'm going to meditate inside Home Goods. It's a retail experience like no other. I'm going to go do that. Mainly because I want to see if I can come across some Le Creuset over at Home Goods. The last time I was in Home Goods, they had some. Now, I think I have decided that for my birthday, I would like to buy myself some new bakeware because I don't have any. Upon my recent look through my kitchen, I was doing inventory and I was like, well, you really don't have bakeware. Now, to be fair, I have the type of bakeware I need to bake desserts. So I have like a pound cake pan. I have loaf pans. I have cute little seasonal pans, so like I can make a pumpkin cake if I wanted to. Like I have all the things you need to make desserts. But like if somebody said to me, oh my gosh, Tia, or like, oh my gosh, mommy, can we have lasagna for dinner? Like, can you actually make a lasagna? I would be like, sure, I can make a lasagna, but I don't have a lasagna pan as of right now. I would have to go get a tinfoil pan from Kroger, which is, no tea, no shade, no lemonade. That's fine. But I'm like, now that I'm a woman of a particular age, I should have a lasagna pan in my own home. Like I should have a casserole dish made for doing that specific thing, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get bakeware. It took me a long time to figure out which color I wanted to commit to. And I think what I'm going to do, because I've done a lot of research on the website, and it looks like you might be able to get some things in certain colors, but then certain items are not available in certain colors. So number one, that means you got to be open to having somewhat of a hodgepodge of colors, like a rainbow of Le Creuset, if you will. And that's fine. Or you have to pick a color that they do everything in. And that's possible. You could do that. It just so happens that the colors that I like, they don't do everything in those colors. And of course that would be the case. I really like their thyme color, that really dark green with the gold handle. Ooh, that spoke to me. But all of the products that I have looked at don't come in time, or they're sold out in time, right? So then I was like, ooh, well, that brioche color is really pretty. It's very creamy. It's still kind of warm. They have that in a lot of colors, but I really didn't want like the silver pot top. Eventually, when I start buying like the stovetop stuff, I'm like, I don't want a silver top. I think brioche would really hit with like that gold top. Then I realized that you can buy the replacement like handles for the pots. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's something we should keep in mind. But really, after I spend an ungodly amount of money on a pot, do I really want to then purchase a handle for that pot separately, just for the aesthetic purpose of it all? And I don't think I want to do that. So then I was like, well, let me find another color that comes with the gold top. And then I saw the chambray color, which I love. Like I love a denim on denim look. I love a Canadian tuxedo. That blue is really pretty. I could do that blue, and it does come with the gold top. And then I said to myself, well, Tia, you could do a mix, right? You could do a mix of that chambray and the brioche, and you would be okay with that. Like, I think you could do that and be all right, girl. And so I think I'm going to commit to those two colors. I'm going to get myself some of that bakeware for my birthday as one of my gifts. And I felt like sharing that because I know last year, or was it the year before last, I can't remember, the whole Duchess Megan cooking in Le Creuset was like a big deal. And then people started sharing their collections. And I guess people didn't know. Now, I have always been a cast iron skillet girly. Like, I have a collection of cast iron skillets. I have a huge, large Dutch oven pot that is kind of like that bluish, grayish color that I love. Like, you can cook any and everything in that. So I probably will truly never feel called to buy the huge, huge Le Creuset pot because I already have one by Lodge that does me just fine. But I'm like, yeah, some of this bakeware, some of these skillets I see, some of these smaller pots and Dutch ovens, like, yeah, over time, I could definitely start collecting those things because the colors are just so pretty. And for as much as I cook, I probably should just have better cookware. Like, I probably just should. So 42 is the year that I'm going to start that collection for myself. And as far as any other gifts that I might get for myself, I think that's going to be it. And I think that is enough. Now, I have made a wish list of gifts for my family, of things that they could give me that I would be happy to receive. We will see how that goes for me. There wasn't much on the list, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, very excited. I still don't know what I want to actually do because on the one hand, I feel good enough to go out and do stuff, but I just know once this body is in motion, I probably am going to wish I just kept my little behind at home. So we'll have to see what I actually end up doing. But in this moment, I feel like maybe you should go out and do just a tiny little bit of something and then just come back home, just so you can say you did. Some of my goals for the month of February, I do want to keep walking. For the book club, we are reading Sula by Toni Morrison. I have already started reading, like, won't he do it? I'm trying to stay on time with that, so I'm not like reading like crazy at the last week of the month. This month, I would love to figure out how to do a good granny square crocheting. Hopefully my stuff won't keep coming out like sideways, sitting sideways, because right now that's what it does. I'm definitely going to watch that America's Next Top Model documentary when it comes out. I already know Tyra is going to get up there and laugh through her teeth, and that's fine. That's why we're going to watch it and talk about it. If you have not listened to the America's Next Top Model podcast, I think it's called The Curse of America's Next Top Model. It's really good. Listen to that before you watch this documentary so that you can have something to compare whatever Tyra's going to get up here and say. And all these other people, whatever they're going to get up here and say, you want to have something else to just mirror against that. And I feel like that podcast did a great job of having the contestants on so that they could tell their stories. They did a really good job of kind of exposing some of the things that happened behind the scenes that you would have never known about watching that show. So listen to it if you have time. It's really good. Listen to it before the actual show comes out on Netflix. And I think also this month I would like to try some type of new baking project. I know the kids want to make pizza like from scratch. They want to make their own dough. I don't know if I should have that as like my baking project necessarily. I think I actually want to try to make bread, only because it has come to my attention here lately that bread don't do what it used to do. Like, it tastes fine while you're eating it, sure. But I'm like, bread really doesn't like mold anymore. Like, it doesn't do some of the things it used to do. And anytime that I notice that things don't do what they used to do, it really does make me say to myself, what are they doing to it to make it appear to still be good, even though they put the best by date on there? Okay, I'm like, well, if this bread was supposed to die a week ago, why didn't it look like death? It still looks fine. Which means one of these children, because they don't check no dates, they'll come in here and actually try to eat some of this. And so now I'm throwing things away. But I'm like, yeah, no, girl, you might really want to try to learn how to make bread, because we use bread in here every day. One of my kids eats a grilled breakfast sandwich every morning. So we're buying bread and we're using bread. But on the weekends, people really aren't using bread like that. So sometimes, we just have bread sitting and then it gets thrown away if the expiration date pops up on us. But it never, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Like bread used to mold and this bread don't mold no more. So kind of want to learn how to make my own bread. And I feel like, why not this month, right? Before we go, let's hit some more things that were on my timeline. I feel like we have already addressed Nicki Minaj. I think I wrote a note about her. Yeah, everybody shouldn't be speaking out. And I bet you, I bet you y'all wish she would have sat down somewhere. So glad I never got into her. And you know why I never got into Nicki Minaj? Because when I was coming up, we were listening to like Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, those girls. When Nicki Minaj came out and she was dressing like a salami, or she was like in an egg dress, or she was doing that stuff that like Lady Gaga and Katy Perry were doing, that extreme costume stuff, I just couldn't relate to that because all of the rappers that I had, come up with, that just was not their vibe, like at all. So I didn't know like where to place her. And then if I'm being completely honest, the music didn't take up for that. Like I felt like her flow was always kind of chaotic and all, like it matched those costumes. But then, I feel as if it's somewhere in there she evolved and she changed, but it was too late for me. I was too far gone and I was too kind of in a place where I'm just like, yeah, no, she's not for me. And rightfully so, because of who she's married to and now because of her political stance. It never was supposed to happen for me. And I'm so glad. I have watched Kelly Rowland and Method Man's new movie, I think 4 times now. It just came out yesterday. I'm actually streaming it right now as I am talking to you guys. The movie is called Relationship Goals and it is on Amazon Prime. It's really cute. She looks amazing as she always does. Kelly really is going to have me want to be on the strictest of fitness plans. Because when she's in that scene and that like cream colored dress and they're on that date in that cute little restaurant, her body is everything. Like, it's everything. She looks great. The movie itself, I feel like, is like that good kind of cute. Like, it's a cute little good movie. You know what I'm saying? You can watch it. One of the things that I don't think I was prepared for was the fact that YouTube pastor, and I know he's not a YouTube pastor, but Pastor Todd is in this movie, and I guess the movie is based on his book. I didn't know that because, again, I don't follow him on anything. I see his clips every now and then. I certainly have seen him recently because of the whole Drewski video that was made, but I didn't know he had written a book called Relationship Goals and that this movie is based on that book. And there's a part of this movie where like they interview him because Kelly works for a news channel, and one of her friends in the movie, Robin, do you pronounce her last name Teed or Theed? But Robin from the Black Lady sketch show, she's Kelly's friend and she's the lead anchor on the news show. She's interviewing Pastor Todd and his wife about the book, and that's a part of the movie where I kind of feel like it's a little bit too promo-y for me. I'm like, am I watching a movie or are you trying to sell me this book? It kind of makes you feel like you're watching Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man 2, because that was a movie that was based on a relationship book. But Think Like a Man 2 did a good job of it not coming off like you were promoting a book. This movie feels like y'all trying to sell books. Like, I know this is a movie, but I'm sure maybe that was even the goal with Think Like a Man 2, but it didn't come off that way. When you watch this movie, and you'll get to the part that I'm talking about, you feel like, yeah, like, are they trying to do a movie or are we trying to sell a book? Because this part feels like you're trying to sell a book. And then I feel like the movie never recovers. Like once they interview him, the rest of the movie tries to be similar to the vibe of Think Like a Man, but I don't know, it just feels like kind of like a promo for the book. I don't know. But it's a good movie and it's cute. All the girls look great. All of their outfits are so cute. It's good acting. There's not much I can say about it. Method Man is just as handsome as he want to be. And he's so charming. And even though you kind of like don't want to like him at first in this movie, you can't help but not to like him because he's just so charming. I'm so glad he's acting and he's like in things that we actually want to see. So give it a stream. I think it's, the last time I checked, it was number 6 in the US, but it was number 2 on something on Amazon Prime. So I'm like, people are watching it. It's doing well. And we always want movies with Kelly in them to do well because I think she's a great actress and I like seeing her in stuff. So please watch that movie and then come back and tell me what you think. I was on TikTok the other day and a video popped up from who I think is a popular person in the book world because sometimes I see her stuff on threads. Every now and again, her stuff comes across my FYP in TikTok, which my algorithm in TikTok is so ratchet. It's like ratchet mixed with fitness and recipes and like black girl magic, which actually kind of tracks now that I'm saying it out loud. But anyway, this girl's video happens to pop up on my FYP, and it's basically them talking about Jordan Sparks sharing books that she has read or she plans to read or like whatever. And the girl was taking issue with the fact that all of the books that Jordan Sparks shared were by white authors. Like they felt like she didn't share a diverse group of authors and that she basically had picked like all these popular books. And while I'm watching this video, I'm like, okay, so like, are we book shaming now? Or like we author shaming? Are y'all shaming her for like, is this read shaming? I don't know what kind of shaming it is, but it's giving shame. It's giving shame. And also, why are you shaming her for reading and then encouraging other people to read just because you don't like these handful of books that she read? Now, mind you, these are the books that she shared in this video. These are probably not all of the books that Jordan Sparks is probably reading. Maybe she is reading other authors or other books, and those just didn't make the video. And that's fine because it's her page and it's her content and she can do with it what she pleases. I think sometimes in some of these videos, we're so quick to like pull the trigger and just be mad about stuff. But if you sat with it and you thought about it for a minute, you would come to the realization that this is not something I should be mad about. And this is not something that I should be encouraging other people to be mad about either. Because why are you mad about the books that she picked? Now, you're mad about them because you have these personal beefs or issues with some of these authors. And I'm not deep enough in the bookish world to know or to even have a stance on this. I just thought it was dumb that this girl made a video about this. Because I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. Y'all want people to read, but y'all only want them to read Black authors. Cookie, don't do it. But y'all only want them to read Black authors, which I can kind of get behind. But if they do that, then that's not having a diverse list of books that you're reading either. And then if they are reading only Black authors, I am willing to bet that you want them to be reading certain Black authors, right? They can't only be reading Kennedy Ryan and Tia Williams. Like they can't only be reading that. Y'all probably want them reading other things, right? Things that are quote unquote bunny ear, like deeper than that, right? Because y'all would probably have something to say if they were only reading the popular books too, right? Why do we do that? Like, why is that even a thing that we do? Why is it a thing that we do? Why? And then on top of that, because I have seen this particular content creator like promoting different events for books. And like, I think she like hosts things and like, she's like heavy in the book world. I'm like, but then you will have events where you want people to pay to come listen to you talk about whatever. And I am sitting here watching this video of you pretty much be mean to this girl, like bully this girl, pick on this girl. And I want to say I think the girl even said at one point she had Jordan Sparks blocked because of the types of books that she was saying that she was reading. But I'm like, number one, that's kind of mean and rude. Number two, why do you care about what she's reading enough to block her? Like, why? Why does that bother you that much that you feel you need to block her? And number three, who made you the spokesperson for what Black women should be reading? Like, I don't know if there was a meeting and the delegates got together and we said, we're only going to read the books this particular woman is recommending. Like, that's what we're going to do. Who made you that person? Because I don't remember getting an email about voting for that. Like, not at all. And I would be beside myself if somebody judged me for the books that I read. Because let me tell you, like I say to y'all all the time, I'm part of the Pouring Over Books book club. We meet once a month on the last Thursday of the month at 8 o'clock to discuss the book that we have been reading all month. This month we are reading Sula by Toni Morrison. Last month we read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. The conversation was great. It was a fun meeting. Hopefully more of you can make it to the meeting that we're having this month. But before this, like before I was in that book club, I was literally reading like self-help books, cookbooks, books on how to do things. None of that is bad. None of that is bad. But was I reading novels? No, not really. I wasn't making time for that. Now I'm making time to expand my literary horizon and I'm reading all these things and they have been good for me. We're reading Toni Morrison, but outside of book club, I listen on Audible to different memoirs. I definitely am still making my way through the Bell Hooks books, right? Told y'all I'm reading Barefoot Contessa. She ain't Black. You know what I'm saying? I will read an Emily Henry book right now. And I want to say one of her books got made into a movie. It's on Netflix right now. The People We Meet on Vacation. And are we going to talk about that movie? Oh, we can. Poppy got on my nerves in the movie. And I'm sure people may have already watched it. I don't know if it's on your to be watched list or whatever. It too was a cute movie, not as cute as Relationship Goals, but you know, it's a cute movie, but Poppy definitely got on my nerves. That whole movie in a way that I don't think Poppy got on my nerves in that book. So there's that. But yeah, we cannot get to a place where we are now shaming people for the books that they read. Because if someone shares like, oh, I'm like me, like I could get on TikTok right now and be like, oh my gosh, I'm reading Sula this month by Toni Morrison, blah, 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 blah. I could talk about how the book opened up with Shadrach and that really had me thrown off because I'm like, every time I hear Shadrach in my brain is saying Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I can't let that go. For whatever reason, I couldn't. But, you know, we push through and we do the best we can. I could get on there talking about that and people would be like, oh my gosh, love Toni Morrison. Oh my God, her books are so good. Da, 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 da. But what you don't know is not on TikTok is that, yeah, I'm definitely also probably reading a book by some person that's not Black. You feel me? Like, yeah, we can do all the things and it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. We don't have to be so judgy. We don't. Let's judge less. I mean, for what it's worth, bigger things are going on in the world. Let's judge each other a lot less for the things we do to make it through this time. Okay? Savannah Guthrie's mama has been kidnapped. Now, who in the world kidnapped an 84-year-old woman out of her house. And for what reason? Now, when this news story first broke, I saw it on Craig Melvin's Threads page, right? Me and a friend started talking about it, and out the gate, we were like, oh, that's got to be an inside job. Because out of all of the people that you could kidnap, that you would kidnap, that you think you might get some money for kidnapping them, why would you pick Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mom? I don't know if that lady's last name is Guthrie or not. I don't know if Savannah kept her maiden name. But why would you kidnap Savannah's mama? Why? And so now we know, or at least TMZ and like certain news outlets have reported, and Savannah has even posted like a family video of them reading a letter about, them being ready to talk and communicate with whoever this is that has their mama. I'm like, how much money are you asking for Savannah Guthrie's mama? Like, I know Savannah Guthrie makes good money on the Today Show because she done been up there for forever. She's been up there for forever. So I know she's making good money. How much money do you think realistically you are going to get? Do you know that you're probably not even going to get the money? Do you know that them people, once they find out who you are and they find out where you are and they find out how you plan to receive this money, those people are going to arrest you. Like, you're never going to see that money. Like, it's a wrap for you. Like, it's over. Like, this was a bad idea. Like, you're cooked. Savannah Guthrie is going to have not only everybody in the Arizona area looking out for her mama because she has that level of exposure. She has the platform. She is literally on the Today Show every day. So she can have them put her mama's face up there every 5 minutes if she wanted to. She can have people call in with tips and all the things. Why did you think this was a good idea? Again, because they saying allegedly it's the brother-in-law. That is what one of the most recent news stories said, that it was definitely somebody in the family allegedly. So I'm like, bruh, if they know you, they probably know where you live. And they might know enough about you to know where you might have Miss Nancy. This is not going to end well for you. And then again, where is your wife? Where is your wife? Because if you're the brother-in-law, Savannah was sitting up there with a sister and a brother. Now, the brother didn't have too much to say. The brother didn't show no body language. And if I'm being completely honest, and this might be an unpopular opinion because ain't nobody ever stole my mama from me, so I don't know what my body language would look like. That sister was distraught. She was in despair. That sister definitely would appreciate a long, good hug. Savannah, God bless her, could barely even read the paper that she was reading from. That lady is toe down over all of this, as she should be. That man that was sitting up there with her, I don't know if that's Savannah's husband or if that is a brother. Like, I literally don't know who that is. They didn't let him talk, but I didn't see enough emotion from that man. So I don't know who this brother-in-law that allegedly has something to do with this. I don't know who he's married to. But this takes me back to our conversation earlier. Y'all not wrangling these men enough for me. Y'all not. And I know how everybody like to say Black women have attitudes. We're this, we're that. Do we have an attitude, or are we just smart enough to tell you what's going to happen before it happens? So we really do try to save you the trouble, the effort, or the embarrassment, whichever one is going to come first for some of the stupid stuff y'all think is okay to do. Because if you ran this by your wife, or if you kept it a secret from her, because let's just assume that's how that went. Because, yeah. Number one, how did she not know you were up to something? That's why I say again, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because how did she not pick up on something being off? And we not blaming it on the wife. I'm just saying, girl, your husband stole your mama. And so now what? You chose him. And so now what? How do you even carry on? How? And I hope your mama is okay. I pray that when they find her, she is unharmed. She is in good health, because they say she's on medication and that she truly needs it. Savannah was saying that she lives in pain every day. So she's probably not the most comfortable right now. Oh my gosh, when they find you, they really do need to put you under the jail. And I don't know nothing about Arizona laws or how they feel about certain penalties, but baby, they need to put you up under, because two demographics of people really need to leave alone, and that is children and the elderly, because can't neither one of them defend themselves. Oh my gosh, if you're going to steal somebody, have the guts to try to steal somebody that's similar to age, shape, and size, and I'm going to say it, and gender as you. So if you're a man and you're out here kidnapping people, kidnap somebody like you, and let's see how that works out for you. I bet you it wouldn't work out well. Cowards, all of them. Oh my gosh, I hope they find her mama and everything works out. But that has been a very disturbing story to see coming across all of my FYPs. And then lastly, before I go, because my coffee has gotten cold and I'm definitely going to go pour it into a different mug so I can microwave it and drink it before I go to Home Goods. There is a true story about, I think, a nurse named Judy. Let me pull it up really quick. But it's called Faith in Flames, and it stars our girl Kate from This Is Us. She plays the main character. It's a nurse risks her life trying to save her patients, family, and neighbors as a deadly wildfire rips through Paradise, California, inspired by real events. Okay, yeah, her government name is Chrissy Metz. But who is the nurse? Because I want to make sure I say, okay, Faith in Flames, the Nicole Jolly story. So I always love something that's based on a true story. I've added that to my watch list, and I will be watching that. So I think that's it. I think that's enough. I think I got up here and yap enough. So good to be back, girl. And I'm going to call you on the other side of 42. I think, is that my Jackie Robinson? My God, that's super black. Is it not? Oh, I love it. I love it. Remember, when you're out, compliment someone, say something nice to them, make them smile, make their day. Make sure it's another black woman in the month of February, okay? Don't compete, don't compare, don't compare. Oh, don't compete, don't compare, don't complain. What God has for you is for you, and never knock another woman's hustle. I will be talking to you again real soon. Love you, girl. Bye.